Let's be honest, you've probably imagined how amazing it would be to learn anything instantly. Just snap your fingers and boom, you've mastered it. Maybe you once wanted to learn how to do a backflip to impress your classmates and catch your 6th grade crush's attention. Or maybe you dreamed of playing guitar, piano, running faster, jumping higher, or nailing that viral dance move from 2016. Basically, you wanted to be that cool kid everyone noticed. Now that we're older, as teenagers or young adults, what we want to learn usually changes. Instead of random tricks, we aim for things that can actually help us in the long run, like business, technology, languages, or sports. But here's the problem. Most of us are terrible at learning efficiently. And honestly, it's not really our fault. School taught us how to memorize information for tests, only to forget it the moment the bell rang. But memorizing isn't the same as learning. Real learning is about understanding, applying, and retaining knowledge so deeply that it becomes second nature. Think back to the last time you tried to learn something, maybe a new language, a musical instrument, or even coding. What did you do? You probably read a ton, watched tutorials, maybe even crammed late at night, and then realized nothing stuck. That's because we focus too much on input, reading, watching, listening, when we should be focusing on output, doing, practicing, and teaching. It's like trying to learn how to swim by reading a book about swimming. Sure, you'll know the theory, but the moment you jump into the pool, you'll sink. Learning is a contact sport. You've got to get your hands dirty, or in this case, wet. Before we move on, let's clear something up. Not everything you learn holds equal importance. The 80-20 rule, also called the Pareto principle, says that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. In learning, that means focusing on the core principles that give you the biggest payoff. For example, if you're learning a new language, don't try to memorize 10,000 words. Instead, start with the 1,000 most commonly used ones. They make up about 80% of everyday conversation. Want to play guitar? Master the basic chords before trying complicated solos. Once you've nailed the essentials, everything else becomes easier. One powerful technique that helps you master these essentials faster is active recall. Instead of passively reviewing material, you test yourself. It's not a new idea, but it's incredibly effective, especially for exams. For example, if you're studying history, instead of rereading the same paragraph about World War II 10 times, close the book and try to recall what you just read. This forces your brain to work harder, strengthening your memory, like lifting weights, but for your brain. If you just stare at the dumbbells, you won't get stronger. You've got to actually lift them. That said, don't overwork your brain either. Cramming may feel productive, but it's a short-term fix. The spacing effect is a much better long-term strategy. It means you learn more effectively by spreading your study sessions out, ideally 30 to 60 minutes a day throughout the week. Why? Because every time you revisit a topic, your brain has to retrieve it from memory. The more times you do that, the stronger the connection becomes. It's like walking through a forest. The first time, the path is rough and overgrown, but the more you walk it, the clearer and easier it gets. So instead of studying 6 hours straight, break it into 6 one-hour sessions across the week. Your brain and your sanity will thank you. Proper sleep and regular breaks are just as crucial as effort. Your brain needs time to process and store information, and that happens while you sleep. During sleep, your brain strengthens connections and clears out unnecessary data. So, if you're pulling all-nighters to cram, you're actually sabotaging your progress. Taking breaks between study sessions also helps your brain recover, just like muscles after a workout. And since we're here, let's talk about mindset. If you believe you're bad at learning, you'll obviously struggle. But if you adopt a growth mindset, the belief that you can improve with effort, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet." Just record yourself explaining the topic. Pretend you're making a YouTube video. Thinking that hundreds of people might see it naturally makes you study and understand it better. It's like the saying goes, you don't truly know something until you can explain it to a 5-year-old. Another great way to make learning stick is to engage multiple senses. Your brain loves variety. The more senses you involve, the better your retention. Say you're learning Spanish, don't just read vocabulary. Listen to native speakers, watch Spanish YouTube channels or documentaries, write words down, and speak them out loud. Combining visual, auditory, and physical learning creates stronger neural connections like building a sturdy house. The more materials you use, the stronger it gets. That one small word, yet, changes everything. It shifts your focus from failure to potential. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Because at the end of the day, learning isn't just about gaining skills, it's about growing as a person. And honestly, that's what makes it so simple and so powerful. Now remember the swimming analogy? Here's where it really matters. If you want to learn faster, you need to practice deliberately, not just mindlessly. Deliberate practice means focusing on your weak spots, not coasting through what you already know. It's uncomfortable, sure, but that's where growth happens. For example, if you're learning to draw, don't just sketch the same anime character 69 times. Challenge yourself with hands, faces, or perspectives, the hard stuff. It'll be frustrating at first, but your progress will skyrocket. Another underrated way to learn faster is to teach what you learn. Sounds strange, right? How can you teach something you don't fully understand? But that's the point. Teaching forces you to organize your thoughts, explain concepts clearly, and notice gaps in your knowledge. If someone you're teaching asks a question, it pushes you to think critically and problem solve. You don't need a live audience either. Also, learning shouldn't feel boring. The more fun you have, the faster you'll learn. Set small, achievable goals and reward yourself when you hit them. Turn challenges into games, compete with friends, or use apps that track your progress with badges and rewards. It may sound simple, but every time you achieve something, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that motivates you to keep going. But be careful, those same apps can easily pull you into distractions like TikTok or YouTube. So, when studying, put your phone on silent, close extra tabs, and create a distraction-free zone. Multitasking might make you feel productive, but it's not. Your brain can only truly focus on one thing at a time. So, instead of half reading while scrolling Instagram, give your full attention to the task in front of you.